Today being Saturday, I think people are joining slowly. So let us start. Today is day 32. Welcome everyone for this wonderful series on enlightenment, on no death. So we had wonderful session from various masters. Yesterday we had an amazing session with Dr. Saurabh Ranjan from Delhi. And today we have one other wonderful awakened kind master, a graceful, nice-hearted person who is always ready to learn. He will never miss a chance to learn something new and always open-minded and very supportive of PSSM UK Foundation. A generous, kind and generous person, a generous spirit, soul, very good friend for all the PSSM UK masters, who is none other than our dear Kula Ratnam sir. I'll give a little bit introduction about Kula sir. Kula sir currently working as a chief finance officer for a security company in the UK. Besides his work, he's also a certified PSSM meditation teacher. He began practicing breath meditation 6 years ago in the year 2018. I remember he told how he came. So he just saw an advertisement in Facebook that we used to do in Facebook promotions. We used to do any sessions, we used to do the paid promotions, and he got this pop-up in his Facebook page saying, okay, this is the meditation. So it was Dr. GK's session in the year 2018. And since then, he met so many wonderful masters, and even he met our Pitama Patriji, Grandmaster, Jagat Guru, our dear Patriji. And on many platforms, Patriji used to tell Kula sir that you have to spread meditation in Sri Lanka. And he always had that in his mind. Every time he used to think, and every time, whenever there is an opportunity, he will release that intention and sankalpa to spread meditation in Sri Lanka and everywhere across the globe. He introduced meditation to all his relatives, friends, whoever comes, come across his path. He will just introduce. And also, he had, spent a good time with GK sir, who, all these, wonderful meetings helped him to learn a lot about meditation and about himself, and it helped for this to fasten his self-realization journey. In the year 2019, he had a big breakthrough during a meditation retreat in Bangalore in India. After that, he continuously started teaching meditation in the UK and even held online sessions during COVID lockdown. He's been involved in meditation groups in Europe and in Sri Lanka, and traveled to Australia. Even there, he, in collaboration with Australian masters like well-known master Saroja Gullapalli, combinedly they organized a workshop, and he has attended, as I said, various workshops and retreats, including 40 days Gudakesha program under the guidance of Grandmaster Prabodh. And he, without lying down for 40 days, he practiced meditation. He's been to, a lot of meditation groups, and also he's planning to travel to Italy to spread meditation along with our friends, Tamil friends, Tamil masters, wonderful masters. So let us all welcome our master, Kula sir, for this session about his thoughts on enlightenment and death. Welcome, Kula sir. You are, I guess, yeah, you are on mute. Yes.
Thank you, Ravikaran sir, for a wonderful introduction. You know everything about me. Thank you so much. Thank you for telling wonderful words about me. Thank you. Let's start with the 10 minutes meditation, or shall I?
Yes. Yes,
yeah.
We can start.
Let's start with the 10 minutes meditation. Then, if you don't mind playing a soft music, I'll guide it for 10 minutes.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want me to play the music, or do
Yes,
you want
please.
to play? Yeah, sure.
You,
I'll play. Yes, sure.
dear my dear friends, gods, and please sit in a comfortable posture. Cross your legs, clasp your hands, fingers into fingers. Gently and slowly close your eyes. Now start observing your normal, natural, soft breath. If you get any thoughts, that is completely natural. Simply ignore your thoughts and observe your beautiful, divine, tranquil, soft breath masters. We all are divine souls gathered here, sharing our energies, consciousness between each and every one of us. Let us all observe our beautiful breath. No thoughts whatsoever in your mind. Observe your normal, natural breath. The breathing is happening naturally, masters. During the meditation, we simply observe our in-breath and the out-breath. No chanting of any mantras. Do not focus on any objects or gurus. Your complete focus is on your breath. As you observe your breath, feel more and more relaxed, completely relaxed, wonderfully relaxed. As your body is so relaxed, feel this wonderful relaxation. Let us all energize this cosmic energy, group energy, and energize each and every cell of our body. Be with your breath. Final 1 minute masters. Observe your breath. Final 30 seconds. Final 10 seconds. Now gently and slowly come back to your physical body. Please put your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Please remove the hands from your eyes and open your eyes, masters. Thank you, masters. Thank you, Ravikaran sir, for playing the sub music. Thank you so much. Good evening, masters. My pranam to our Grandmaster Brahmashri Patriji sir. Thank you for all the masters who joined this wonderful session today and the wisdom sharing. My warm welcome to all of you. Today's my session is all about enlightenment and death. And also I'm going to cover something about spirituality versus religion as well. Before I start the session, let me talk about, the sound is okay, everyone?
Yes, sir. All is well. Yeah.
Before I start the session, let me say a few things about myself and some experiences I had regarding the debt. I think it would be very appropriate to tell a few incident about the death. This is when I was very small. I was about 3 years old. I actually born in Sri Lanka. A small island is called Nainativu. Even the Sri Lanka is a very small island in the world map, but within Sri Lanka there is a small island, and that is where I born. It's a tiny small island in the northern part of Sri Lanka. It's called Nainativu, and it is nearly 20 miles away from India and also 20 miles away from the big town in that province. Therefore, it's a tiny little island in the middle of the northern part of Sri Lanka. When I was like 3 years old, I was really ill. And this story actually popped up after I started my meditation. And I vaguely remember, but I was really clear about after taking my regular meditation session. That time I was 3 years old. I was really sick, and I actually got admitted in the local hospital. And that particular time, the hospital doctors, I had a diarrhea. I was really poorly, and they said, well, we need to have the saline and everything for him. And I was really ill. Then this particular time, I felt now I was actually in the near-death condition that particular time. Then they refused to give me water as well, because if I actually take some fluid, I was actually losing all the fluid as well. That's going to make my condition really bad. Therefore, they refused to give me the water as well that particular time, and they were just sipping few drops of water in my lips, and I was about to die, I believe. Then this doctor actually came, and I asked, can I have some water? And the doctor bluntly sort of said to me, we don't have no water in this hospital, son. Then this a time sort of, I was a little bit sort of really woken, and I actually stood up in the bed with all these I can clearly remember this particular incident. There were all the wires and everything attached to me. I stood up on the water bed. And from the water bed, you can actually see the hospital is near to the seafront, and you can see the sea from the window. Then I said to the doctor, pointing the seawater, "What is that?" And he was a little bit smart, and he said, "That is a seawater," he said. And I said to them, I actually pointed out and said, "Can you see there's water there?" Then he said, "It's a seawater." And I said to them, "Can you please go and fetch that water for me?" And he said, "That is a seawater." Immediately he got in a shock. And he just said to my parents, "He is not an ordinary child. He wants to survive. And you have to take him to the big children hospital in the town. And you have to take him immediately." That's what his word, immediately. Because I stood up and I sort of demanded, even seawater is okay. I want the water now. Therefore, that particular time, my mother, she was like screaming, and he went to the little temple nearby to our house. And the hospital in the south, our house is, let's say, in the middle. We had to take a boat. We had to go to the northern side to get the boat. Therefore, my father's arranging a transportation, and the hospital was arranging a nurse to travel with me to take in the big hospital, children's hospital in the town. And by the time from the hospital, I actually passed near to our house. The neighbors, everyone, they were started to put a tent and everything to have a funeral, because all the neighbors, they thought, the doctor just said, just for a sake of, just take it to the big hospital, but they will bring the dead body in like a 15 minutes or so. Let's start the funeral arrangement now. But here we go. I actually recovered from the hospital, and this is one of the near-death experience I believe I had. And this particular incident actually cropped up in my meditation, and it was a full moon day meditation, and Sridi Sai Baba appeared, and he was actually talking to me, and he said, "My dear son, as from the childhood, I was actually taking care of you. Trust me, I'm going to be with you forever." That was the word he actually said in a full moon meditation. That was so touching, and sort of I started to feel like, angels are with me all the time, archangels, angels, they're always with me. And I was following a couple of angels session with Pranahita ma'am, and also um, other masters, and sort of, I always get any sort of um, when I don't know any answers, I normally ask for the angels for the help, and they always there for me to support. And one of the another incident I can actually remember is October 2020. Pranahita did 2 lots of session for angels. That particular day, I actually told a few friends to join, but one particular incident was I was telling one of my close relative to attend the session, but they didn't attend. But I was speaking after the session, and that particular relative was okay. But the Sunday also there was a session. After 2 days worth of session, I called my close relative. He's not in UK, outside UK, and I spoke to them. Spoke to my relative, and I felt is something not right with that particular. I don't want to disclose the name, not right with them, and I felt that something really bad this particular person is going to do. Then immediately after that, I was actually learned some information. The angel is, if somebody is going to take his own life or something, the angels are always, they are ready to help. Therefore, this particular person, I had a intuition that, going to take his own life or something like that. Therefore, I started to call upon the angels to help this particular person. Then also, I felt this particular person needs someone else's help, and I never had any contact with this person, and I sort of call upon angel to go and help this person as well. What happened was, is after 2 days, this particular person actually got admitted in the hospital, and uh, uh, they were saying, this person was saying that I was about to take lots of tablet and take my own life, but luckily this person came and helped me, and I'm okay. Then the following day, I called, and this person said there are 3 people coming in a white clothes. And I said and he said, they are coming. I had to disconnect this call. Then in my mind, I said, they are the angels helping you, trust me. You are safe now. And this sort of, lots of connection I started to get with the angels, as well as the divine being, as well as astral masters, after learning this meditation. Thank you for the PSSM and the Grandmaster Brahmasri Patriji sir for teaching these wonderful techniques, as well as the teaching meditation to the whole wide world about finding the truth, what you actually have within yourself. And thank you for just to share this a little story. Let's go into our session today. I would like to share PowerPoint presentation. Can you all see?
Yes. Yes, Kula.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just got some information about enlightenment and death. And other one is spirituality versus religion. And as I said, spirituality made me to feel fearless from the death. We have so many fears in our life. And, we could actually lose our loved one. We could actually lose our job. We could lose our friendship. There are so many fears. And similar to that, death also, we actually have a fear about the death. If we actually have a fear of death, that is going to kill yourself. All these fears actually turn into illness. The illness turn into death. Therefore, we need to get rid of our fear. And one of the fear we all have is a death. What will happen if I actually die? Therefore, that is one of the main things we need to conquer in our life. I'll go into sort of little details about what is enlightenment, what is death. Enlightenment is a concept that has been explored and sought after many different cultures and religious tradition throughout the history. From Buddhism and Hinduism to Christianity and Islam, the world's great religions all offer a path towards deeper understanding of oneself and the world around us. They teach us to look beyond our everyday concern and find inner peace, wisdom, and inner happiness. When you think about it, all the religion, they actually talk about love. When you think about in the world, there are lots of suffering. All these suffering, even though people actually sort of follow religion, they don't actually go beyond their religious belief. Therefore, that's what I would like to cover. The religion, people stick on the religion, but they need to go beyond. There is no harm of following certain your own religion, but there is a level. Once you actually sort of understand about the religion, you need to go beyond the religion. The spirituality, it is all about completely all science behind the spirituality. Therefore, the one level up from the religious belief is a spiritual level. That is what we all are in. And that is a message we need to pass on to the other people as well. How do the world great religions teach the path of enlightenment? It is worth noting that the idea of enlightenment, its meaning and its path of attainment may vary within the different sect or denomination within the same religion. It is not one size fit all concept. Therefore, various religion actually have a different path. Like in the Hinduism, you got the Bhakti Margam, and various like chanting. The devotees actually chant mantras. Sometimes they actually go into Bhakti Margam, like that. Even the church and other places, they have prayers and things like that. Therefore, there are some various way people actually get happiness. Or mainly, I felt like when you actually go into the temple or the religious places, they actually get a temporary happiness, joy. But beyond that, there is a bliss. You can actually get a bliss just going within yourself. That is part of the meditation practice and the spirituality. Then, if we actually look at the Hinduism, how the enlightenment is known as moksha and is described as a state of liberation from the cycle of reincarnation and the union with the ultimate reality. The Hinduism path of enlightenment involved following four Purushartha, means purpose of human beings, which are dharma, duty, artha, material wealth, karma, pleasure, and moksha, spiritual liberation. The path also include yoga, meditation, devotion, study, scriptures, and service to others. It is understood that ultimate goal of these practices is to transcend the ego and realize one's true nature as part of the ultimate reality or Brahman. Therefore, Hinduism path of enlightenment is simply explained in this paragraph. Same as like a Christianity, Christianity also have an enlightenment path. Enlightenment is referred as a salvation or union with a God and described as a state of being saved from the sin and eternal death and gaining eternal life in heaven. The Christian path of enlightenment involved a personal relationship with the God through faith in Jesus Christ and repentance for the past sin. Christians believe that following the teaching of Jesus, living in the virtuous life, and through the sacrament of the church can achieve salvation and eternal life with the God. Therefore, Christianity, Hinduism, Christianity, they all have a path of enlightenment. And they are clearly have described how to get the enlightenment in their scriptures. Go to the next page. In Buddhism, enlightenment is known as nirvana and is described as a state of being free from suffering and the cycle of rebirth. The Hinduism also, Hindus believe the rebirth, and the same as like a Buddhism, they also believe in the cycle of rebirth. Buddhist path of enlightenment involved following eightfold, which include practice such as right understanding, right intention, right speech, right action, right livelihood, right effort, right mindfulness, and right concentration. The right concentration means is a meditation, the final one in the Buddhism. By following the eightfold path, Buddhists aim to develop wisdom, compassion, and the inner peace and ultimately transcend the ego and realize the interconnectedness of all things. Therefore, Buddhism path also is actually leading to the enlightenment as well. In the Jainism, the path of enlightenment known as nirvana or kalviya, and it described as a state of being free from the cycle of reincarnation. Yet again, they are also talking about reincarnation. And the reincarnation theory is proved by the scientists nowadays. The soul never dies. This is all about there is no death for the soul. The death is always for the physical body. Jainism path is based on the three jewels: right faith, right knowledge, right conduct. It emphasizes on the non-violence, non-attachment, and self-control as the essential steps towards a spiritual achievement. The ultimate goal to gain spiritual liberation by purifying the soul and ultimately attaining a state of perfect knowledge, vision, conduct, and power. Therefore, yet again, the fourth major religion that is also emphasized on the enlightenment. If we go into the Sikhism, enlightenment is known as mukti and described as a state of union with the ultimate reality. Sikhs believe that the ultimate goal of the human life is to merge with the ultimate reality of God. This is achieved by following the teaching of the gurus, performing selfless service, and engaging in the present of meditation prayers. The focus is on living virtuous life based on principle of love, devotion, and self-surrender, and ultimately to transcend the ego and realize one's unity with God. The fifth one, in Islam, enlightenment is referred as tawhid or oneness and is described as a state of knowing the experience of unity of God. The Islamic path of enlightenment involved the submission to the will of God and adherence to the 5 pillars of Islamic: the declaration of faith, prayers, fasting, giving to charity, and pilgrimage to Mecca. Muslim believes that following the teaching of Quran and the example of Prophet Muhammad, they can achieve a deeper understanding of the unity of the God and ultimately reach a state of spiritual enlightenment. The final one is Buddhism. Enlightenment is referred as devothood and described as a state of spiritual achievement of the God. And the Buddhist path of enlightenment involved with study of torture and performing musavat and performing prayers and meditation. Therefore, the conclusion of this particular slides, we covered like a 6th religion. All the religions actually talk about enlightenment. And I will cover the enlightenment in a simple way in the latter part of the session. The conclusion, in summary, each of these world great religion emphasize different practice and teaching, but they all stir to help followers to reach enlightenment, which is often described as a state of wisdom, inner peace, and spiritual connection to the ultimate reality. The path to enlightenment may involve studying spiritual teaching, engaging in meditative and the contemplative practice living in ethical and compassionate life and developing personal relationship with the divine. And even though each religion emphasizes different path and method, they all ultimately aim to transcend the ego and they experience a deeper understanding and connection to the ultimate reality. Final remarks. Additionally, it is important to remember that enlightenment is not a destination, but rather a lifelong journey of personal growth and self-discovery. It is not something that can be attained overnight, but rather something that takes time and effort to achieve. Each person's journey to enlightenment is unique and personal. It is an important for individuals to find the path and practice that resonate with them the most. It is also important to mention that some believe that enlightenment is not something that can be taught. It can be only realized through self-discovery and self-realization. And that any guide, teaching, or religious doctrine can only point the way, but cannot guarantee enlightenment. Therefore, we can always get help from people, but it's a self development to get enlightenment. In conclusion, achieving enlightenment is a central goal in many of the world great religions, and each tradition has its own unique path and teaching for reaching this state. The path to enlightenment may involve studying a spiritual teaching, living an ethical and compassionate life, engaging in meditation and contemplate practice and developing in a personal relationship with the divine. However, it is important to remember that journey of enlightenment is a personal one and it requires time, effort, and willingness to let go of the ego and transcend. That's all about religion. And there is no, as I said, there is no harm of following the religion, but we need to sort of go beyond our religious belief and find more and more information about how we can actually get enlightenment. When we compare the religion versus spirituality, religion is believing in something someone else experience. But when you think about the spirituality, is having your own experience. When you actually go into spirituality, you actually have your own experience. As well, the masters can actually experience various experiences and tell all about those experiences. The second point is religion is based on fear. Spirituality is based on freedom. We actually free from all these fears when you actually start doing this. When you start doing meditation and part of the spiritual path. Religion is for the people afraid of going to the hell. Spirituality is for the people who have already been there. Religion separate, exclude people who have different beliefs. Spirituality unite, include people regardless of their beliefs. Religion, God is outside you. Spirituality, God is within you. Religion, worship God. Spirituality, becoming one with the God. Religion is like being stuck in a fishbowl which is only limited things to explore. Spirituality is like having an entire ocean to explore without limits. Therefore, it's clearly people believe in religion, and they actually stuck within the religion, and this is where the meditation comes to place. Whereas this is where the spirituality come into play, and as a part of the PSM, we actually teach meditation is a complete science behind it. We actually encourage masters to read books and also read spiritual wisdom sharing. This is the way you can actually enhance your knowledge and the wisdom, uh, go beyond your religion. Now I actually move into different other topics. All the great masters, when you actually they actually say a few things in one or two words. And I can remember about our grandmasters, Patriji sir's quotes sometime. When I went to Bangalore in 2019, we were like a 22 masters, went for a retreat, and the two masters from UK, other masters are from Western countries like Germany, France, and other countries. And he was actually passing by each and every one of us. It's like a enlightened masters, or the they always they just say just one or two words, and that will actually sort of and he said, we are from UK, like a two masters. We said UK, and he said UK is okay. And that was I was expecting he's going to sit down and talk for a while with us, but he just said, because in the UK we get so many great masters, and they are tirelessly teaching meditation and helping masters. And he was under impression, like, he doesn't need any guidance. These UK masters doesn't need any help from me, and they are there to help you. Therefore, he was talking to other masters, not with us. Therefore, all these enlightened people, masters, siddhas, they all say a few words, one or two lines. And this is another quote from and the other thing here, in the 2020 and onwards, Grandmaster was saying, Kula, meditation need to go to Sri Lanka. That particular time, I wasn't 100% sure why he was actually keep on saying this meditation need to go in Sri Lanka. And I actually realized after a while, the country went into nearly now 40 years ago, there was a civil war started, and it actually went on for nearly 30 years. After 30 years the war, there was like a little peace. And that particular time, after the war also, people were suffering a lot. And that's the time he started to say the meditation need to go Sri Lanka. And on top of it, right after he actually said that word, there were UK masters started their meditation to teach meditation to the Sri Lankan community. And and also there was some economical trouble was in Sri Lanka as well. And the president who actually president was actually um, um, left this position, and the new president came, and new president actually said, like, the country hasn't got no money in the treasury hasn't got no dollars in there to buy anything from the outside the Sri Lanka. And he said to himself, his bank account, dollar account, has more than the Sri Lankan central bank account. Therefore, it was that sort of state. Therefore, this is a time Patrick is saying that the meditation need to go in Sri Lanka. And I also found out a bit more why he was actually saying those words. Because when you think about the soul evolution, uh, if there are souls actually suffered quite a lot, and and also the reincarnation of animals to human. Most of the souls, they normally take a birth as an infant soul, and the country went into so much trouble and everything. And I understood his warning was this country is going to have lots of infant soul. That means, like, it was a prosperous country for many years. All of a sudden, this country is going to go into sort of, like a Africa. You see, even how much money and development they actually put in. All the souls always go through a difficult time. Some of these, some of these countries, and you can actually see lots of wars going around the world, and people are suffering. These all souls are like, they are like an infant soul comes there and go through the difficult time. They live in a fear, and infant soul is the first transition from the animal kingdom to the human kingdom. That sort of souls. And his warning was, because the trouble and the traumas people had, they are going to attract all these infant soul, and the country is going to go into a difficult time. Therefore, that is the sort of warning he was actually saying to me, like a meditation. And the country is in a good country is actually getting better now. There are lots of things happening as well in a positive way. That is one of the reasons he actually said, I felt why he was actually giving this signal to me and the other masters who actually was learning the meditation that time, involved with the Sri Lankan projects. Other thing, Buddha once he actually said, man is a strange animal. This is another deep meaning quote Buddha actually said to the mankind. When he actually, what he actually meant was, we all are human beings, but we actually have all these over the many years, we actually sort of develop ourselves. We actually wear clothes and everything, but all these technological things, we actually have like a proper house and everything. But when you think about deeply, we are also a type of animals. But here he actually said, man is a strange animal. What he meant was, he can have a death or enlightenment. That is a beauty. That's the thing. The human beings has a different. We can actually have a death or enlightenment. Then he actually tried to explain to his disciple the death and the enlightenment in a different way. He nicely put it. When you are breathing, when your breathing stop, and if you still have some desire in your heart, you will have a death. Very, very nicely put it that way. When you have breathing, when your breathing stop, and if you have some desire, you will have a death. He actually twists the same sentence in a different way. When you have no desires, but if you still breathe, you are enlightened. Because what a beautiful sort of quote he actually mentioned. Because enlightened masters also go through death. We don't know whether they actually have the death or enlightened death. When you are enlightened death, you don't have no birth whatsoever. Therefore, the deaths look like, even the enlightened people or the normal people look like the same. But this is the beautiful quote from the Lord Buddha. When your breathing stop, and if you still have some desire, you will have a death. That means you will have a death, then you will actually have a rebirth again. But when you have no desire, but if you still have breath, you are enlightened. You are enlightened, and you actually die, but you are not going to have any more birth. What a beautiful quote from Buddha. This is why I want to collaborate death and the enlightenment. The suffering is, as you all know, everyone go through suffering due to excess desire, trishna, and excess desire, lack of education. People actually suffer. while we live, we have no awareness of death. This is the world problem. When people actually they believe in their mind they are not going to die, and they actually go through, they try to make so much money. They want to hurt other people. They want to uh, 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 they just want to acquire so much wealth and wealth. But when they actually just about to feel like they are not well, that's the time they actually cry for it. And they said, can a doctor can help you? Can I actually spend some money and health, good health? Uh, what I'm going to do with all these money? That is the time. There's no awareness when they actually live, and that is the time they actually think about and tell, can I have some more life? I never had a good life. The death bedtime, that's the time they want to have more life. Therefore it's a complete total unawareness of the death. That's actually most of the people actually go through. Therefore let us all sort of have an awareness of our death and live in a beautiful way. It's like a 1 or 2 line quote. I want to quote Thiruvalluvar, commonly known as Valluvar, was celebrated Tamil poet and philosopher. He is best known as the author of Tirukkural, a collection of couplets on ethics, political, economical matter, and love. Tirukkural is a collection of 1,330 Tamil couplet organized in 133 chapters. This is one of the things I would like to incorporate in the death. And he also quoted about the death in the Tirukkural. The Qural number 10 is out of 1,330. This is number 10. He mentioned in Tamil, Puravi Perungadal Ninduvar Nindar, Iறைவனடி சேராதார். The translation or explanation of this particular Quran: none can swim the great sea, the ocean of birth, but those who are united to the feet of God. As beautifully in a two-line sentence, he actually said. That means the ocean, the birth and death is like an ocean. You can only reach the other end by actually uniting with the God. You will actually stop rebirth. Therefore, that is how you can actually enlighten. He was simply saying in 2 lines. The other one is a Quran number 339. உறங்குவது போல் சாக்காடு உறங்கி விழிப்பது போல் ரப்பு. The explanation is birth and death happen regularly in the world. They are inevitable. They are just like falling asleep and waking. So don't think about, don't think, and one will, sorry, my screen is a little bit, and one will hear forever, ever. It's like a, the sleep, birth and death are sleep and waking up in the morning. Therefore, every day you actually die and wake up in the morning. The final one, 336. நெருநல் உளன் ஒருவன் இல்லை என்றும் இல்லை எனினும் பெருமை உடைத்து இவ்வுலகு. The explanation for that Quran 336. Yesterday one was alive, today he is not, such as the reputation of the world. Therefore, whoever actually have done some really a good thing, the world will actually keep him alive. Other one just he is no longer here in this world. Therefore, we need to do the right thing, good thing in this world, so that we always live in this world. This is all about our Grandmaster Brahmashri vacating the body. And this is in 2022. Grandmaster Patriji's daughter, he was in the UK, and she did the session on the 21st of, sorry, the date is wrong, 21st of July 2022. She came and did a session for us. After a few days, she had to go back to India, as Brahmashri Patriji sir was ill during that time. There's another wisdom I would like to share. This is a wisdom from Pradeep sir. He actually said in the Tamil channel, and this is very, very important thing and very touching. Patriji sir actually vacated the body, but this is a message Pradeep sir actually mentioned. For so many time, Patriji sir openly said, I will stay in the planet Earth until 2095. This particular message he mentioned to Pradeep apparently in Australia in 2008. Even when I actually heard this message from our Grandmaster, I was thinking that, he will actually have a physical form and he will actually take a rebirth. That particular time was very, when he vacated the body on the 24th of July, was very upsetting for me as well. And in this particular session, lots of masters were talking about that particular incident as well. And I was very upset as well for a while. Then some of the masters actually said this particular thing as well. Then I was under impression, he's going to take another birth and he will be with us. Then the UK masters, everything seems to be like a normal that particular time. There was no everyone understood, no death, he will be back somehow. Then as I sort of upset, I thought, I better find out a bit more what this is all about. He said he'll be in the planet Earth till 2095. Then I contacted the Ayyappa sir and he said, Kula, he's not going to come in a physical form anymore. Yeah. Then I sort of settled down. He's not going to come back. Then Pradeep sir actually mentioned about he mentioned in Bali 2019, physical body, my physical body is not cooperating with me and I still have lots of work to do. That is the second point apparently he mentioned to Pradeep sir. There are lots of limitations in my physical body. Then when he actually mentioned in 2019, he thought he is going to have a walk into his body or something, and he was a little bit concerned about it, what's going to happen and things like that. Then in 2022, 24th of July, he vacated the body on a Sunday, and that's another thing, and everyone got really upset about that incident. But the thing is, he is now astrally connected with all the masters. That is the beauty of things. And I can actually see he is connecting with all the masters. Even this session is through his channeling message. We are doing this 40 days session. And after vacating the body, he is day in, day out, he is actually with us. And there's one incident I can actually remember straight after he vacated the body. I was meditating. And this particular incident was with the UK masters and with the Brahmashri Patriji, we are traveling on the train, underground train, and it was packed. This particular experience I had, it was packed and there were no seats. And a few of us and the Patriji sir were standing, and including myself. in this experience. And I was actually hoping, let somebody sort of leave the train and, give a seat for our grandmaster. And as I was thinking, somebody actually uh, um, uh, 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 left, and there was an empty seat. And I actually I was so happy, and I asked grandmaster to sit, but he refused to sit, and he said, you sit. Then in this experience, I sat there and he actually sat on my lap, and I was actually holding him in his heart, not to fall or anything. Therefore, it's like, he is connecting with us with our heart each and every day. And this is one of the beauty about our grandmaster. He is with us each and every day, guiding and wanted to spread the meditation and uh, carry on our work as usual as usual. Finally, I just want to tell a little story about the whole thing, and the story will actually explain a bit more about it. Once upon a time, there was a king, and the king one day woke up in the morning, and um, he woke up and he has some sort of self-realization. And he said, what is this all about? This I'm actually ruling this kingdom. Let's see the other kingdom. There was a king there, and the king died, and they put a statue there, and uh, the statue is now no one is actually looking after the statue. It's falling apart. And even in this town, there was a king before, and after king died, no one actually do anything. And what is this life all about? I'm getting all the tax from all the farmers. I got everything, but I don't want to have this life anymore. And he thought, I want to go into the spiritual path, and I just want to walk out this from this palace. As he was thinking, he left the palace, and he was thinking, I want to find the right enlightened guru, so that I can actually go into spirituality, and I just want to detach from all the wealth and etc. Therefore, he walked into this spiritual guru, and he went and said, could you please accept me as a disciple? And I want to go into this path. I don't want anything anymore, this wealth and whatever the luxury I had in the palace. Please accept me as a disciple. Then the guru actually looked at him, and he said, you are a king. This place is not for you. I go through a difficult time. Sometimes I don't even have a food. This is lots of discipline here. This is not going to suit you. You can't actually stay here. And, this is going to be a very hard. Please go back to your palace. But this king was very adamant. He said, Guru, please accept me. I want to go into spiritual path. I want to learn from you quite a lot of things, and I want to go into this spiritual path and enlightenment. Guru had a few minutes thinking, and he said, okay, you stay here. I'll give you 2 weeks. And you actually stay here for 2 weeks first. And we will actually, after 2 weeks, we will actually have a chat. During that time, you can actually participate in all my session, wisdom sharing, and you can actually, stay here. In the meantime, I will actually arrange an assistant for you. Then this guru said to one of his disciple, I want you to go and find a beautiful girl, beautiful dancer, beautiful girl in this kingdom, kingdom, and bring her today. Then the girl came. She was so beautiful and dancer. She came, and the guru actually said to king, here we go. This is your assistant. She is going to be with you 24/7 with you, and during the time you learn all the wisdom and everything from this place. Then as he introduced this beautiful lady, he was actually having a he was enjoying this this stay there. Both of them were going out, going to the forest, picking fruits, flowers, eating and having the river. They were having a shower, and they were chatting 24 hours. They were actually chit chatting. They were so happy and everything. When the 2 weeks comes, the king actually came to the guru, and he said, um, some mistake has happened. I want to tell you, guru. Then the guru actually said, I know. uh, he repeatedly saying, I know. Oh, there was a big mistake happened. I want to tell you. Then we all know what we are thinking. Either he's going to go back to the palace, or something he's going to tell about this woman. Tell me, what mistake has happened? Then this king actually said, Guru, this young lady, she want to be your disciple as well, he said. Therefore, this guru actually, what's this? I was thinking, after introducing this woman, he's going to actually change his mind, and he want to go back. But this is completely other way around. And why she want to actually go into spiritual path? The king said, ever since I walked into this place, every day I was talking about your teaching, your all the wisdom I was getting, the wisdom I was getting from my heart. I was telling all about this young lady, and within 2 weeks, she actually changed her mind, and she wanted to get involved with the spirituality and want to do the right thing rather than doing the wrong thing. She wanted to join. Please accept her also as your disciple. Therefore, this is a story. Therefore, this little story is a very, very strong message. If we aim for enlightenment, whenever whoever you associate with you also become enlightened. This is a message. Therefore, that is what this king actually did. And also, if we aim for teaching, learning, teaching, spreading meditation, explain the benefit of plant-based food, people will actually listen and follow these practices as well. Finally, tell your tell about our grandmaster's wisdom, vision. People will actually listen and follow the path. Um, Therefore, there's a beautiful sort of illustration of the story. What's the job we actually have in our hand to get the world, um, uh, people to understand what we actually are trying to do, what's the best we can actually do to the human being, and mainly plant-based food. Our grandmaster was very, very passionate about it. He will be in the planet Earth until 2095, until everyone become vegetarian, and his strong belief will actually fruit in 2095. There is no doubt about it. That was all about today's my session. Thank you so much for listening to my wisdom. Thank you, masters. Thank you for this opportunity, PSSM UK. Thank you.
Thank you, Kula sir. You concluded with a beautiful story. That's an amazing, profound statement that, if you aim for enlightenment, whoever is associated with you, they will become enlightened. So what a beautiful story that you have shared. And you truly mentioned about, the how much, no matter how much ever the development a country has, but without meditation, one or the other day, it will go through that turmoil. And until you have that self-realization, until that meditation or this self-inquiry is introduced, it will go to that situation where, as we have been seeing the wars in the Middle East. And you beautifully conveyed the message that all the glittery is not gold. right? So the real gold is within. And also about the Buddha's statement, when breathing stops and if you still have some desires, you will have the death. So the beautifully kind of differentiated what is death and what is enlightenment. And you're when there are no desires but you are still breathing, then you are enlightened. Amazing. And all the suffering is due to the ignorance. And birth and death are like falling asleep and waking up in the morning. Every night we die, and then every morning we take the new birth. And you slowly, traversed from your childhood experience, and then your Shirdi Sai Baba experience and angels experience. And you nicely spoke about fears. When you give fears, you will get the fears. So not to eat the animal food, any food that involves animals, right? So fears will lead to illness, and illness will lead to the death, so-called physical death. And emphasizing more on going beyond the religion, not just sticking. You can. There's no harm following your own religion, but think beyond the religion and every religion, what every religion is saying. And ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti, as we say in Sanskrit, that many ways, but the goal is same. And very beautifully explained about each religion. Every religion is aiming for the same, which is enlightenment, but in different paths, different ways. Like Purusharthas in Hinduism, which are like a framework for human life, is a comprehensive framework addressing all the physical, social, mental, emotional, spiritual dimensions of existence. And in Christianity, the personal relationship with Jesus, Buddhism, Nirvana, Jainism, Kaivalya, Sikhism, Mukti, Islam, Tawhid, I'm hearing for the first time, and Judaism also, Devekut, that is also I'm hearing for the first time. So these are the words, right? Um, and all religions ultimately, everybody needs to transcend the ego and move towards. And that particular point which I liked is enlightenment is not a destination, it is a journey. So people, masters, everybody think that enlightenment is like something happens overnight as a, like, boom, a big bang thingy. But no, enlightenment is even a simple learning, even a simple awakening, whether it is food or thought or emotion, you coming out of certain emotions, coming out of some certain kind of repetitive thoughts, or that mental trauma, everything is an enlightenment. So it's like a enlightenment after enlightenment. And one other thing you mentioned is nobody can give you the enlightenment. Your own experience, your own sadhana, your own efforts will take you to the enlightenment. So don't rely on gurus. Can give guidance to some extent, but they cannot really give you the enlightenment. That's very true. And Patriji said, so many times, I have practiced this meditation and I got enlightened. And I'm giving you the same tool to you. I cannot give you the enlightenment. You have to practice and you have to get enlightened on your own. So transcending the ego is very, very important. And that last slide, which is religious versus spirituality, very beautifully, it is very, very thought provoking. Those who doesn't understand the difference between the religion and spirituality, um, religion is all about set of practices and rituals and something, outer phenomena. But spirituality is something inner phenomena, and spirituality is based on the freedom. Everybody has the freedom, their own way they can do the sadhana. And religion is based on the fears. If you I recall that one of the few of the things that oh, share this picture and you will get this punya, or you will, something magic will happen in your life, right? So something like that, it's based on the fear, right? If you don't do this, something bad will happen to you, and you have to do in this, only in this way. The ritual has to be done on this day, on this time, in this way. Something, there is some kind of fear is created around the thing. And this is one of the beautiful thing is in religion, everybody is afraid of going to hell, and spirituality is people are already, they have come from the hell. They know what the hell and heaven means. And yes, religion always separates based on the certain sector, certain beliefs, certain, groups. But spirituality is all inclusive, and God is not outside, God is inside. And we become the God. We don't, we, as a motivation, we look at the God and we go to the temple and we learn something, but ultimately we realize that we become the God, and we are the God, and we are the part of that God, part of the spirit. And it very beautifully conveyed so much of information. And thank you for this beautiful illustration on different topics. You have covered many things. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, friends.
For summarizing in a beautiful way. Thank you, Ravikaran sir. Yeah, it's like even like a enlightenment. When I heard the word before coming to the meditation, I was thinking, what is this enlightenment? I got a beautiful life in this planet Earth. I want to come back, and but I realize, if we are actually enlightened, you get the option whether you want to come or not. Therefore, there's that lesson I only learned after coming to the spirituality and PSSM. Thank you for that enlightenment information.
Thank you, Kula sir. Yes, Shanabaya, please.
Hello, Kula sir. Thank you so much for the session, and thank you so much for accepting. So you immediately accepted, and beautifully, with slides and everything, with a deep explanation about differences. And yes, every religion speaks about death. But maybe term may be different. They define in a different way, but death is just a liberation. And you, I was there in that enlightenment hour when Patri sir saying to you to take care about Sri Lanka. So I was like, no words. I was so happy then, and I was new to meditation at that time, and I still remember that Patri sir also was saying to you about translation of books, to translate books in Tamil languages as well. So thank you so much, Kula sir. Thank you. And your experiences with Patri sir is marvelous. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you. If anybody wants to share anything, please raise your hands, or let me just see if you can. Yeah, you can unmute yourself if anybody wants to talk. Okay, good. So if no one has anything, so we would like to again express our gratitude to Kula sir. He's so kind-hearted. Any activity we do in the UK, and also if somebody, if some program is happening in India or across the globe on PSSM activities, every time he does his part, whether it is his time or financial help or support, guidance, every time he's there. He's a wonderful, kind-hearted and very generous master, and we are so fortunate to have such a wonderful Sangha in the UK, a wonderful group in the UK. Thank you, Kula sir. Yes, Netraji, if you want to talk, please unmute yourself.
Namaste, Masters, and thank you for the profound wisdom sharing today. I'm so glad to hear today, but I couldn't join from the beginning, but halfway through I joined. Yeah, I have this one question regarding the enlightenment of any soul. You mean like the Patriji sir has said, like he will be there until 2095. So does it mean that he has been in the masters, in all the masters? You said something like that. So you mean to say his soul is there among all the masters who are practicing meditation here in the PSSM, is it? Or how is it? Like, I just want to get to know how he is like, as fixed the time as 2095 and spreading the message to all of us, please.
Yeah. He openly said in lots of public event, he'll be in the planet Earth till 2095. Yeah, he sort of clearly sort of said like his physical body can't actually do the work he actually wants to do. Therefore, he need to. He said I mean his what he meant was he is going to be in a astral form and supporting all the PSSM masters to achieve his vision. His vision is he want to have this world with the people only eating plant-based food and also learning meditation. That is mainly his vision is this world need to be a plant-based food. And you can actually see that is happening. Like, many years ago, if you want to buy a vegetarian sandwich, you can't actually buy in UK. But if you go to the supermarket, there's a complete different shelf for the vegetarian and plant-based food. Therefore, you can easily see this is happening, and people are actually realizing, self-realization going through as well for each and every people, like, they are doing the wrong thing. Even I was, it's only 6 years ago, I became vegetarian. And my argument was all the time, I'm not killing the animals. I'm actually buying from the supermarket. It's like a Tirumular, one of the saint, actually mentioned in his scriptures. Even it says exactly same sin as killing the animal, eating the animal, serving the animal, and even smiling, serving the food to the other people as well. Therefore, the whole chain of dealing with the non-veg food is the same sin as killing an animal. Therefore, I was under impression I'm not doing any harm, any wrongdoing, but I realized what I was doing also wrong. Therefore, I became vegetarian. It's only from your when you actually have a realization of right and wrong, you can only get it through the going to the spirituality path, because all the religion, I'm a Hindu by sort of birth, I only vegetarian whenever I wanted to go temple before I learned the meditation. That particular 2 days or something, I go to the temple once a week or something. I become I'll be vegetarian. Other days, not veg. I was thinking, that's the time. That is okay. 2 days a week, I'm sort of vegetarian. That's good enough, and I'm not killing anything. I'm only buying the thing and eating. But you are part of the chain. Therefore, Patriji's vision is the world he want to see the world with a plant-based food only, people eating, and that will certainly, little long way away, but that will happen. And people are actually changing. That is another thing you can actually see, and that is a healthy option for all the human beings as well. And all these diseases we are getting, that, and also people are becoming arrogant, that sort of things also go away when you actually start eating vegetarian food. And that is, I can see through that one as well. Even my personal development, I became calm and collective after eating vegetarian food. Therefore, thank you for the question. Do you have, is that answer your question?
Yeah, I got the answer. Thank you so much for that. Yeah, it's
thank you.
just vegetarian, not veganism, is it, sir? Or it's
Plant-based food.
Only plant-based, no animal food or products at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Master.
Thank you, Kula sir, for emphasizing on plant-based food. If you give the fears, you will get the fears. Okay, so when you are eating animal food, when you are participating in any of the activity that is abusing animals, then you are contributing that. So people think that in the parties or wherever they arrange the non-vegetarian food, even though they are vegetarians, for the sake of the guest, they cook non-vegetarian food, and they think that okay, we are not eating. but actually you are involved in that. So make sure that don't have that assumption that, okay, if I'm not eating, I'm not contributing, as Kula sir clearly mentioned. So every other master clearly said, not just eating, but also, killing and serving and encouraging, or, in any form or shape. So you are contributing to that killing of abusing animals. So when you give the fears, when the animals are killed, they go through a lot of fears, and when you are eating that food, so you get the fears into your body. So that vibrations, when the animal is cut, that vibration, they go into the animal body, and then that we are eating that, then we will have the same fearful vibration. So that's the thing that Kula sir beautifully said. Thank you, sir. Thank you for emphasizing. You always emphasize that in many platforms. So that is what, looking at Kula sir, we should all be inspired. Whatever we know, we should share. So thank you, sir, once again. And I can see a lot of gratitude messages from different masters on this platform. And once again, immense gratitude to you for all the work you have been doing for PSSM UK, for all your contributions. A great contribution. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, all the masters. Thank you.
Thank you, all the masters. Thank you. And we'll meet again tomorrow at the same time, 9 p.m. Thank you. Good night.